The terrorists definitely wanted this. They wanted that the rest of India and Kashmir, the excellent connection that has been building for last 2 to 3 years, tourism was going up. So tourism is also about connection between people, and they wanted to break that connection. So I thought that no, we cannot let them win.
I'm joined by Atul Kulkarni, uh, the actor who has come to Kashmir, and he started a campaign, Return to Kashmir, after the Pahalgam terror attack. Of course, there are cancellations, people are worried, but he started that campaign. He's come to Kashmir, he visited Pahalgam, now he's in Srinagar. Atulji, uh, at a time when there was a lot of fear and people were moving out of Kashmir, tourists. You took a call, you returned to Kashmir, you came back to Kashmir and started this campaign. Can you tell us something about it?
So I think that's the message that I wanted to give, the counter message, you can say, because what did the terrorists want of us? The tourists not to come to Kashmir. That was their very clear message, because I have been talking to people last 2 days, and all the locals have been saying that this has never happened. That tourists were never targeted, and Kashmiris were proud of that. In the sense, I mean, proud is the wrong word probably, but they were saying, no, we used to say that tourists won't be hurt. And I think the terrorists definitely wanted this. They wanted that the rest of India and Kashmir, the excellent connection that has been building for last 2 to 3 years, tourism was going up. So tourism is also about connection between people, and they wanted to break that connection. So I thought that no, we cannot let them win. So this is a kind of a
And we saw your posts and photos on the
yeah.
Instagram. That's really inspiring. And, you know, I was in Pahalgam yesterday. Slowly, people have started to return
Mhm.
to Pahalgam. There could be no better message than this, that you come back to Kashmir and let tourists return, and let's start the life as it was and foil the plans of the enemies.
Very true, very true. That is the message, and I think that is my appeal to all the people, that we always say that we need to do something for the nation. And in such times, of course, what has happened is completely condemnable. It is bad. It is beyond condemnation. It is horrific. So I think the governance, the military, the bureaucracy, everything is doing their job well, and that is why we are feeling so secure here,
Right.
and that is because of them. So we should trust them as people, as common people, and come here. If there would have been problem, government would have said so. Don't come. So it has not said so.
Right.
So let us maintain the status quo. And what was the status quo? That this valley was filled with
Yeah.
people.
And it was full of tourists, and tourists were now going to unexplored places.
Correct.
Places like Baisar and other, because Pahalgam, Gulmarg, the known tourist
Correct.
place of tourists.
Correct.
So it was a boom
Yeah.
tourist
Yeah.
season,
Yeah.
and suddenly this attack comes
Yeah.
in, and of course it causes fear and people move out. But now people like you who have come here with this message is really making a difference.
I'll be really glad if this message, whatever, however little it may be, if it gets converted into people coming here, I'll be really glad.
Also, this for the first time that we're seeing that Kashmiris, local Kashmiris, have openly come out on the road. They
Yeah.
protested and they're saying
Yeah.
that this is not done,
Yeah.
that tourists cannot be targeted and harmed, not in my name, they say. You see, that's also another
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
That's a perceptible difference on the ground.
Absolutely. And every Kashmiri has been telling me this. And they say that it is risky for local Kashmiris to come out and say so, because as we know, they can be the targets. But in spite of that, they are on roads. And I'm so glad that this is happening. But sir, I think that is the thing. Unless and until people know each other, unless and until they love each other, the misunderstandings are not going to go away. The misunderstandings do not go away if you just, staying in your own words. If you just start only sending the hate messages,
Right.
the misunderstandings are not going to go away.
You know, it takes years to build the bridge, and one incident cannot just disrupt
No,
everything.
no. That is what I'm saying. That if we let that happen, if we let that bridge collapse, then that is exactly what those terrorists wanted. That they wanted, and we cannot let that happen.
Right. And you think that others should also join in this initiative, then it will gain more momentum. People like you who are known, who people recognize you, others can also join in this cause, and that will give more impetus to this,
Of course,
more
and
momentum.
yeah, yeah, I think so. What happens is that very simple ideas, they get lost in the chaos. And what is the simple idea? The idea is very simple, that terrorists, they don't want us to come here, and we are saying no, we are going to come. It is very simple. There is no complexity in that. So I think this is a very simple message for people to receive and act upon,
Right.
because messages also need the strength of acting upon. And this is a very simple message. And I think that, as you rightly said, many people would come and would take this message. And I don't think that this dip is going to stay long.
Last
No.
for long, and
Yeah, yeah,
soon we'll see Kashmir returning back to its
absolutely. I'm very
main
sure about
peak
it.
tourism season, and tourists really returning to the paradise on earth.
Yeah,
It's one of the most beautiful places in the country,
yeah,
perhaps the most beautiful place in the
yeah,
country.
yeah.
And thanks to initiatives that campaigns like yours, that's going to make a difference and help. Thanks so much, Atulji, for
Thanks,
joining us and
thanks,
speaking to
thanks,
us.
thanks.
That's all we have from Srinagar. We're speaking to Atul Kulkarni, who's come up with this campaign of starting a drive so that tourists can turn to Kashmir. Of course, there's a lot of fear, but one incident cannot disrupt the bridge that have been made for years altogether. Thanks so much for watching the Buddhist Show.